You are looking at the beginning moments of the library that John is building for me here. So we've got some empty shelves, but I'm really excited to have this new filming setup, so bear with me. Hi, hey, I'm Morgan, and today I'm here to bring you my September wrap-up and my October TBR. I don't have any of the books that I read in September with me, so you're going to see a bunch of covers popping up on the screen, but I read a total of 4 books in the month of September. September wasn't my best reading month, not my worst, but definitely a wild month, but I am very happy with the 4 books that I got to read in the month. I'm going to do what I did back in August in terms of talking about these books. I'm going to go in order of rating from my least starred rating to my most starred rating rather than chronologically. The first book that I'm going to talk about, I rated a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and it was Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters by Riordan. This is the second book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I really enjoyed The Sea of Monsters, but it wasn't anything that was like super gripping. It takes a lot for me to rate a middle grade book anything over 3.5 or a 4-star. This is my average middle grade rating. You know, it was good, but it wasn't anything extraordinary. I think it was setting up for a bigger plot for the rest of the series, so I'm really excited about that. This is my first time reading through the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. I think if I had read this when I was a little bit younger, like in middle school, I would enjoy it more, but I am still enjoying it and I can't wait to continue on with this series. The next book that I read in the month of September, I rated a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and it was To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. This is the first book in the Lara Jean trilogy, I think is the official name of this trilogy. This is a young adult contemporary story following our main character, Lara Jean, and she writes letters to all the previous boys that she has loved and puts them in a hat box that her late mother gifted to her. One day, these letters get unexpectedly mailed out and things go on from there. I think that this was a really cute story, but nothing too new to the YA genre. I think that the romantic interest was probably my favorite part, and the build-up of that romantic interest I thought was really sweet, and that's honestly why I'm going to continue on reading this series, because I love the love interest. Other than that, this was very much like your standard young adult contemporary. It kind of read like a cheesy sitcom or like a coming of age movie, but not in a bad way. It had a lot of well executed tropes and things that I really enjoy to see in contemporary, so I'm very excited to continue this trilogy. The next book I'm going to talk about, I rated a 4 out of 5 stars, and it's not a book, it's actually a graphic novel, and that is Jughead Volume 1, written by Zdarsky with illustrations by Henderson. I loved this graphic novel. I read Archie Volume 1 back in August, and I loved it. I absolutely loved the reboot of Archie, and Jughead is my favorite character in the Riverdale universe, so I was very not hesitant at all to pick this up. I think that my feelings towards Jughead Volume 1 are the same feelings I have towards Archie Volume 1, and that is that the author and illustrator did a wonderful job of modernizing these characters and bringing new life to them while also maintaining the integrity of those characters and maintaining the whimsy and the charm that they had back in the older comics. I think Zdarsky did a brilliant job with his take on Jughead. Henderson's illustrations are absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to continue on with this graphic novel series. If you're going to read the reboot of Archie, Jughead, what have you, I recommend you not try to bring comparison of it to the new show Riverdale. They are 2 separate entities of each other. Poor Pentino agrees with me. When I watched Riverdale, I felt that I was drawing way too many comparisons to the old Archie comics. It kind of tainted my first impression of the show, so I was a little harsher of a critic when I was watching Riverdale, And then while I was reading the new reboot of Archie, I tried to imagine them in the Riverdale universe, but they are completely separate from each other. I would especially take note of this when reading Jughead, because there is a really important thing about his sexuality. In the comics, Jughead is canonically asexual, and I can't personally speak on if I think it's bad or good representation of asexuality. So if any of you have any links to Own Voices, views, or reviews on the asexuality representation in the Jughead comics, definitely leave them below, because I want to know everyone's views and thoughts, especially Own Voices views and thoughts, because I'm not an asexual person. I can't be the spokesperson for asexual representation. Hey, don't eat that, stop! And the last book that I'm going to be talking about in the September wrap-up portion of this video is the book that I rated 5 stars this month. And if you're not new to my channel, I feel like you don't even need to know what this book is. I feel like you already know. But for those that are new, that is They Both Die at the End by Silvera. This was my most anticipated release for the second half of 2017. I absolutely adore Silvera's writings. I think that he is a phenomenal author. I have loved his 2 previous works, and this was no different. My copy is completely covered in tabs. I have a full review of that book going up on my channel sometime in the near future. It was supposed to go up like last month, but September was wild and it was nuts, so a lot of things are getting posted late. Whoops. But I absolutely adored They Both Die at the End. I grew so fond of Mateo and Rufus and all of the side characters. The cast of characters were wonderful. Silvera has such extremely well, written and authentic characters. I could gush about this for forever, but I'm going to save that for my review, and once I have that review posted, I will link it in the cards and in the description, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys more about it. Girls! My dogs are playing down here. It's nuts. Now I'm going to talk about the books that I plan to get to in October. October is going to be a spooky, scary month. The first book that I'm going to be talking about is the one that I am reading with my book club. In case you're not, familiar, I now am part of a book club with 3 other phenomenal booktubers: Riordan at Crescent Moon Reads, Deja, Diary of a Reader, and Dana at Waitlisted at Hogwarts, and we are the Hot Mess Book Club, because we're a book club and all 4 of us are hot-ass messes. And our October pick is Misery by Stephen King. I've already made a decent chunk of the way through this book. I'm super, super jazzed to be reading this. Our live show is going to be October 18th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope to see you all there. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're reading this with us and if you're going to be at the live show. Ma'am? Because I would absolutely love to see you guys at the live show. And the next book that I plan on reading in October is The Merciless by Danielle Vega. This is the first book in the Merciless trilogy series. I don't know if this is ongoing or if it is a completed trilogy. I'm not sure. I know the 3rd book came out a couple months ago, but this has been pitched to me as The Craft and The Exorcist meets Mean Girls. So I plan on reading this, and what's that? I also have The Merciless 2, The Exorcism of Sofia Flores by Danielle Vega. So definitely plan on getting to these this month. If I can get to any other spooky, scary books, that would be cool too. I'm setting the bar kind of low, so that way anything I do over that is an achievement. I don't want... Thanks, John.
Proud of you.
But you guys, there you have it. That was my September wrap-up and my October TBR. I'm posting this super late in the month, but it's fine. Everything's fine. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me comments on what you read in September and what you plan on reading in October. I definitely want to hear what all of you are planning on reading, and please let me know if you're going to be reading Misery with us and joining us in the live show. If you want to subscribe to my channel and see more of my content, you can do that. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and all my social media links will be in the description if you want to see my mug in any other places besides BookTube. But like I said, my name is Morgan. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy reading!